let me let everybody sort of get in and get the notification, and we'll get started. Put my cursor in chat. And I'm going to start with, I was telling Lena yesterday that you need to put your jelly plate on something like this. Something to be a cutting board. Do not put your plate directly on this because you'll end up leaving an imprint. If you want to put something like this under the cutting board, that's good. Hi, CB. And then I was also going to show you, Lena, when I first started cutting my own stencils, I literally started with just plastic dividers and a Sharpie and scissors. And I would just draw something and then fussy cut. Some of my favorite stencils still to this day is just circles and rings of different sizes that I have in a baggie that I can overlap, because you can really get some interesting prints and abstract if you're looking for just abstract patterns. That works real well. Here's one I just cut. This works real well for like crusty bits to use as your first layer. Here's another one that I cut, and I used a wood burning tool, but they're all cut out of plastic divider. And I would just draw with a Sharpie what I wanted, and then cut. These are cut with scissors. Then I got a wood burning tool, and eventually I got the silhouette. And that's when I actually amassed quite a few stencils. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Christy. Hi, Shauna. All right, I did get the alcohol inks that I ordered. But I don't have any alcohol. I have a little bit of Yupo, but we'll play with those, not today, but another day. But I did get that set, so I have a little more variety of color. So I have several projects that I've got in the works. This is the one I'm going to work on today. It's a pig, and it's going to have like a wreath of flowers on its head. But I have this lamb that I'm going to put on this pour canvas somehow. I haven't decided. It's just drawing paper. I haven't decided what if I want to use. No wonder he felt so thick. He's 2 pieces. Okay, I have 2 lambs to put on 2 projects. I knew it felt like really thick, the paper. But I haven't decided if I want to do like an underpainting in colored pencil and then collage it, or if I want to put it down and use pit pens for it, which I'm leaning towards the pit pens. But I'll have to find another canvas, and I can do 2 of those. And for some reason, I had a lot of lamb images when I was searching. So I have this one that's larger that I did. I'm going to do a watercolor, and I'm going to use the white crayon resist on this. And I thought that would be kind of cool. And then I thought I'd do these. And again, they're on drawing paper. So I'm not sure what media I want to use on it. I might just use light wash of watercolor and then add and use ink tints to add some details. I'm not sure. I might use the white crayon on this too. So let me set those aside. Those are for the upcoming weeks. So I pulled, this was my reference photo that I drew from. And I just drew on some tracing paper, my basic outline. And I cut the piggy as a base from a piece of map paper with probably distressed oxide and Magical's ink in pink. And that's going to go on there, on this core. Yeah, I love music paper. Hi, Vicki. All right. So I thought about possibly doing another pig for another canvas with this one. So some of the papers I pulled were, I was having a hard time matching the pinks, but I also had this distressed ink one, but I didn't like how it laid. And I had watercolor weight paper. So I could possibly do a second pig just using the ink tints on the watercolor paper. And I was leaning towards that potentially. So I'm going to set the canvas to the side. I know I want his nose to be a different paper. I'm thinking some of the dark areas, this might work with, it's got the pink, but the dark. I'm kind of leaning towards this for the nose. So I'm just going to take graphite and flip my pattern so it's upside down and trace my basic shape that I've drawn. And I have to say, I really like the back of this paper too, where the ink's bled through. Okay, and I'm going to put that right about in there. We got one of those chickens, that rotisserie chickens that are already done for dinner, lunch, whatever you're eating today. All right, so we got that eye on, and I'll save that because you never know. Or nose, sorry. And then I'm thinking a print in the ear, in the inside of the ear. I'm thinking maybe those greens. So I'm going to do the same thing. And I'll flip. Let's make sure I'm on paper. Just get that basic shape. And then down here. just trying to build some different patterns of pinks. And that's why tracing paper works really well. You can take your image and just cut from your image if it's this same size. But mine's a drawing that I did. So it's not the same size as my photograph. Okay. I may have done this wrong. All right, so that goes kind of there. And I'm going to use Pit Pen, so I don't care if there's gel medium on the top. Okay, this one needs to be trimmed. Right, I'm going to glue it on there, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. So they match up better. Okay. So that gives a little pattern there. I think I'm going to put a little of this paper napkin. Some of this will get obscured. So I'm just going to take a wet brush so I can get a torn edge. Put some of this up here. I'm not worried about it hanging off. I'll trim that. And then I'm going to take and put like a dot, a circle dot here and there in a couple places. I'm thinking something down where his chin is. No, it's not a Cyclops pig. And I'm just kind of getting rid of papers that I don't want to use. I pulled more than I needed. Hi, Lena. Lena, at the beginning of the video, I showed for the jelly plate. Let me show it to you again. So this is what you want to put your jelly plate on. Some kind of cutting mat that's flat. This is, you know, something flat that it doesn't have to be inexpensive. It can just be an inexpensive cutting board from a dollar store. Do not lay it on this because that'll leave an imprint on the bottom. And you can put this underneath the mat so it doesn't move. And when I first started jelly plating, the first thing I did was I used dividers like you put in a binder, 3-ring, like you buy at the dollar store. And I would draw a shape with Sharpie and then cut it out. So I have a mask of the giraffe and I have a stencil of the giraffe. Sometimes I just kept simple shapes. This works good for crusty bits. You can do this layer in black. Pull off the extra black and put it aside. Take off the stencil, let it dry. And then my favorite thing, one of the first favorite things that I ever cut was a bunch. Oh yeah, it's trashed. Is a bunch of circles. Just circle rings and overlapping those different size rings will give you really interesting patterns. And that's what I started with. It's just a bunch of circles and shapes that I cut. String works really cool too. If you have like dental floss, or I'll show you a paper made with just the rings. That is made just with the rings. Now this is using open, Golden's open, which are really fun to work with. And I just bought the 3 primary colors in it from Amazon. But it stays wet longer, so it's good to work with, and it gives you really translucent. Yeah, my board's trashed, isn't it? All right. Let's trim our little piggy friend here. I'm going to give him a little bit of more pattern in a couple places, and then we'll glue them on and we'll okay. I don't know if I like them on this canvas. I may end up putting them on this other canvas, in all honesty. I think I like them on this canvas better. And I'll save this canvas for something else. All right. I kind of want to use some of this somewhere because it's got copper in it and I like that metallic. That also has some metallic. That has some metallic. Yeah, the little piggy's going to be cute. All right, I'm going to flip the paper backwards. And I'm going to flip my pig pattern over. I want to hit some of that black for sure. All right, and I'm just okay. Tear that. Add that. See, I like that dark. There. I'll put that there. Yeah. Someone had asked me to do a pig with a floral headband. So we'll see. Okay. Put that there. All right, let's put that down. I lost that dot, but I'm not worried about that. Just put another one. Okay. I am going to put some more pink dots down here, but I want to finish this top area first and decide what I'm doing paper-wise before I put the pink dots. Okay. Okay. And the other thing I want to do is decide what I want down here. I want some kind of pattern, but I don't want pinks. I want something. The flowers are going to be white. So we may go with the green down here. I'm thinking a green napkin. Also, this pink for another pig later. That's the, if I like this pig, I may do it. Use the pattern and do another. That's usually what I do, is save the pattern. Okay, that's two. I'm looking for a napkin so it'll show the map stuff through it. That might work. What's that? I need to jelly print more tissue and napkins. I do have that too. That's gonna have to be it. I don't know. Maybe this pieces of this tissue. That goes better. We'll just use pieces of that tissue because it goes with the canvas better. Okay, we need his chin. Let's do his chin. All right, I'm going to do some pieces of this on the side. I want this dark corner. Okay. Those are hard to see on camera, but I can see where I'm cutting. You can get tracing paper in white too. And this is heavier paper. Okay, so this piece kind of goes in here. Okay, I'm gonna tear that. So it becomes a shadowed area. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to put a piece in there. And I'll need another dot to maybe go in there. All right, and then let's maybe put a little of this. I'm going to do this for the chin. And then I'm thinking some of that darker blue for the sides of the paws and the bottoms of the paws. Okay. Cut that little mouth area out. Decide how you want to tear it. I'm going to pull that little bit back. Take off the rough edges. Okay, that's good. Snip this one little corner. Get some glue. And this is a little heavier cardstock too. Now I should have, before this dries, I want to put a straight edge of some of this green sewing tissue. On here because I want that chin to be over that edge. I don't care that it wrinkles. Overlap some more over here. I'll put some more over there. I like the words and the, numbers on the patterns and the lines. In fact, I'm gonna move that over so I get that word on top. Now he can get his chin resting on that. In fact, there's some more wordage. Let's put that green there. And then I'm going to fold that wordage back on top of it. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's let that kind of dry for a few minutes. And let's work on the paws. Use this part of the paper for the paws. There's one. Oh, well, that did not work. Okay. It worked for one. I'll get more paper out in a minute and we'll do the other one. I'm not sure I'm using all of it anyways. I think I'm going to tear it and just use parts of it. That's the one I got. That's the one I need. I just wasn't on paper all the way. Yeah, I think he's going to be a cute piggy. Okay. I'm leaning towards just the tips of these paws is what I'm leaning towards. Kind of where his hoof is, and it'll go down over. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I gotta get gel medium everywhere on the top before I use any pit pens on the paper. I'll trim. Everything, and then we're ready to add the details with the pit pen. And the personality. Let me dry it real quick. And hi, Lynn, by the way. Janet. Lena. Anybody else I missed who came in? I think that's dry enough to trim. In reality, it kind of becomes almost like a soft leather as you build the layers in the gel medium. Okay. Let's put in his few marks. Oh, so I'm going to match them up where I need it to be. Let's put in these few lines that I want to emphasize. Well, it would help. This graphite's about had it. So that gives me, you probably can't see those. Okay. So there's some the pins that I'm going to use. I'm going to start with, I want to get in some of those. Kind of a pink tone. some of the brighter coral. This is like a medium flesh tone. Let's put the eye is wrong. Okay, somehow I feel like my eyes are off. So I'm just taking everything. I just wiped everything back. I feel like my eyes are off anyway in the drawing. So I think I'm just gonna put those in and let those dry. Do I need to move in just a little on the camera? Let me. I work there. Hi, Kat. Right, and then, this isn't that it's that dark, it's just detailed lines. Okay. Trying to just get the edges now. And I'm going to add some of this coral or lighter pink. in there. And I'm thinking, I'm actually thinking I'm going to extend, because there's black up here. I'm going to put a little black edge. Kind of emphasize that shadow. I like that a little more dramatic. Some of this is going to get lost anyways with the flowers. He almost looks like an elephant right now. I think I need to modify the shape of the ear a little more. Around the face. I think that's a little bigger. The one ear is definitely bigger than the other ear. Okay. It's going to be black anyway, so I must color that in black. Trying to use the marker to lift some. Huh. I'm gonna get some of the black off my fingers. Soften that. And I'm going to get rid of some of this black here too. Just soften it a little. No, not yet. They come tomorrow. And this one's got a lot of black on it, so I'm just cleaning it off. Okay. Leave it more open. Okay. Let's take that brighter color. Leave some of that out. Just sort of build up the ink layers and trying to push and move some of that black back, less of a line. All right, and let's get this in. Let it start drying. I'm just going to blot with some paper. Let that dry. Is he sore, Janet? From the impact or anything? Hi, Heidi. Oh. Okay, and then hi, Julian. All right, and I'm wondering if we want like a brown where those nails are. I don't know that color. And I think I'll go in with kind of finish the edges there. I need to finish the nose here. Around the nostrils. And then I'm going to come in with like a lighter brown under here. Lift some of that out. What is Janet going to buy now? Let's buy some art stuff. Oh. And let's move some of that down. Okay. I'm just dabbing some pink in to lift and move some of the lines so they're more softer. I bought stuff Friday. I bought stuff yesterday. This is a white pit. I'm just trying to soften some of the lines and put some highlights back in there. Okay, I think the pig is done. I'll put the colors up that I'm done with. Get those out of my way. And clean my hands, and we'll maybe add some green to the bottom. I think. We'll add them on the canvas. I'll have to add in some, fix the eyes a little better. You know. I think I'm just going to take this green and blend it from the top down. And then on the bottom. All right, now we need white Posca pen. There's just a little bit of white showing in the eyes. I'll come back with some of the black too. Okay, this needs to be a little less white. And then we'll put a highlight in the eye. I think that helps. Just brighten some of that. I do want to add a little bit more of the all right. Well, something just got here from Amazon. All right, I'm going to put some sketch lines in here and there. Okay. I think he's cute enough. All right, let's put him on the canvas. Okay, let's decide now that he's done if we like him on that canvas or if we like him on I think I'm leaning towards this darker one still. Okay. And I'm just going to start putting on the And the silicone oil is already off this, so it shouldn't pool too bad. Now, I will say it is easier to work on the canvas as far as like, this is a little harder because it's gotten leathery to get it to stick down. It is easier if you work from the very first layer, if you build on your canvas. But you just have to let and you can use a heavier gel medium too. That helps. I'm just trying to work from my bottom up on the canvas and make sure that he's really attached. Sometimes it helps to stick a book or something in the under part of the canvas so you can get pressure. In fact, that's what I'm going to do real quick. And be careful with the card because you can tear it or scratch. Like I moved some of that white. I'll have to add back. Some of that white came off. Paint pen will often lift or scratch off. And I'm putting a coat over everything before I start painting the flowers. I think he's on there pretty good now. I don't feel like I have any air. All right. Now comes the hard part. You put a reference away. And my extra pink papers away. I'm trying to find some brushes. Until I get started, I don't really know what I want. I may use one of these rounds, but I think I'm going to use this damaged round. Needs to be smaller. Brushes. Because the space is going to be kind of small for the flowers. All right. Let me dry this a little. All right. First thing before I do the flowers is I'm going to drop in some shadow on the canvas. Just to kind of merge the two a little better. Under the ear. Can also use a cold gray number 4 for this. Works good. Also helps if you have any white edges of the paper. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Because you are trying to roast me in here. All right, let's take. Let's pull back some of that, soften it. All right. Clean my hands again. We just love little typo autocorrect. Our computer fills in words for us, and you hit enter, and then you realize, no, that's not right. Okay, and I'll work on the white on the eye needs to be fixed over here. Oh, we got the Moon Glow watercolor. I was like, what is that?
I knew you'd be excited.
The Daniel Smith. That's the only watercolor that came today. It's this little tube of Moon Glow. So we can join the Holbein family and the M-grams. Okay. All right, here we go. I ordered the Pacific Northwest set. And I ordered the 60 set of the Holbein. All right, so I'm going to use white. I don't think I want any pink. I'm just going to do a simple little floral. I'm going to work back and forth. I think I want to dry those. And I'm going to get the dotting tool out and a crimson and a burnt sienna. I'm thinking if I just build it up in layers. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to go smaller with the brown. Okay. And I'm going to dry. I should probably get a green to stick some leaves in. I think I'm going to do just a little sap green to put some leaves here and there. I don't know if any leaves are going to show up here or not yet. I'm going to do another layer of flowers in a minute. I'm just going to keep like building the layers. All right, let's try that. And let's take that doesn't work, but the idea does, but that's not the color I want. Okay, now let's go in with some white again. Okay. Okay. All right, I think that's good for the white. All right, I'm gonna dry this. And I have decided, I think instead of using the paint for the other details, I'm going to probably use gel medium. I'm also going to take some of this green and lighten it in the white because my leaves aren't showing up. And I'll lift it up in just a minute. But I'm going to put some gel medium in there. That's where I'm at so far. But I think I can control it more and get a softer look if I use the pip pens over the gel medium. So let's put that on top of here. It'll just allow the pens to glide and blend, where if I put it directly on the paint, it won't. For those of you watching the video or have not watched my process before. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get that. I think I want a yellow. I think I'll go with the pink that we were using. That bit is a better brown. It's a brighter yellow. It's a lighter yellow. All right. Let me try this. No temptation by chat. Okay, Jean. All right, I think I'll take some of that bright yellow. And work in the centers. Oh, and I need a more of a burgundy to up here. Okay, and then I think I'm going to take the pink . And I'm going to use this light brown. And kind of define some of the petals on the flowers. Hi, Dot. You're just in time to see me stuff up the flowers. You get distracted by the chat. Yeah, Jean, I know. I have a test to write that I need to sit down and write for Science Olympiad, but I avoided it with streams all day yesterday. I was successful. But yeah, I know what you mean. When you're watching one of those movies, you can just let it play and get in the zone. Okay. I think the flowers are done. They are definitely an illusion of flowers. I think that finishes it. I don't know if it's perfectly balanced, but hi, Janice. Cornbread sounds good. Okay. Guess it's just the way the light is hitting. So I think he's done. She, he, I don't know. This I got antiqued a little, and I really like that. I'm thinking that might be what this one needs to take it down. Every finger's dirty. And I don't like this highlight. It's wrong. Like something's not right. I think it needs to be on this side. And this one's not bright enough. Okay. I think that's better. Not my favorite. I've done I almost think it's too dark in places, to be honest. But I'm done. I just think he ended up a little darker than I wanted, than a pale pink. And that is probably it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, my sale in the Etsy store is now through December the 9th, so it's ending soon. I have one by the sea set left. And I have three in the vineyard sets left. And those are 25% off. And then I have several of the singles still. I have a lot of the Doorstay colors, the mink, the sparkly coppery color, the gold, which is a really good color. I have some of the colors left over from the sea collection that are individuals. And I have a lot of the vineyard colors left over, and just not enough to make sets. So if you're interested in any of those, the sale goes away December the 9th. And that 25% off is also good off of canvases and the bunnies and all of that. It's just $20 purchase and 25% off your purchase. And the code is Cyber 2018, which is listed on the website, and the Etsy site is Debbie Epps. All right, guys. I will see you probably at Shauna's because I think she's going to stream a little bit. Oh, a butterfly over here would have been cute almost because he looks like he's looking at something. She, he, I don't know. Bye, guys.